Guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing about altcoins and altcoin season. Has it started? What is going to be our targets for the altcoins? When is going to be the time to get out? How much money we could be making? Of course, before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. We post one video every single day. Also, this video, guys, is brought to you by our partner BLOFIN, the best non-KYC exchange. We are now running a crazy promotion up to 15% cashback. If you deposit money, they're going to give you 15% of futures bonus to trade the way you want, up to around $5,000 in futures bonus. Last time I did it, I went long on Farcoin, free money, made $17,000. So come, hurry up. There is a link in the description. Come in, deposit some money, get the cashback bonus, and then you can trade with free money. But now let's go back into the situation right now with altcoins, with Bitcoin. I'm going to explain to you where we are. So at the moment, nobody can deny that BTC is basically on a rampage. Like you can see, we're basically broke new high. We're now what we call into price discovery, and it looks like BTC doesn't want to slow down. Something we're going to take into consideration, which is going to be super important, is going to be that, first of all, I want to show you from here, Bitcoin is basically into this beautiful ascending channel right now. In general, whenever you have an ascending channel, two things could be happening. And first of all, you can see that we are basically at the key level of resistance, and it pulled back, perhaps down to, let's say, 105,000 to 102,000. It's quite likely. Right now, I don't want to sound bearish and tell you, we're going to go down forever. But at the same time, that's what you have to be a little bit careful. Why? Because we're going to have some key events happening next week, which I'm going to tell you in 1 second. But right now, you can see even on the 4-hour chart, we're basically at the key resistance. We could be going down a little bit, and hopefully, we're going to be able to break to the upside or to the downside from this level of the RSI. So I would say, potential scenario is going to be that BTC could be trying to do a little bit of a sweep up to maybe 112, 113,000, and then potentially is going to get like a correction down to here to like in between 105,000 to 106,000, or even as low as the bottom of the channel around 101,000, 102,000. And what could be the catalyst for this to happen? Of course, is going to be next week. We're going to have so many key economic events. It's going to be around the 22nd to 21st. So next Thursday, and also next Friday, very important, we're going to have PC, we're going to have unemployment rate, GDP. So all these events are going to be super important to determine whether the Fed is going to cut interest rates or are they going to keep rates unchanged. And I can tell you straight away that if the rates are going to come unchanged and PC is going to come in line or above expectation, the Fed is not going to cut interest rates, and we could be seeing a potential local correction, which in my opinion, is going to be very, very healthy. And then I'm going to show you what's going to be happening as well with Bitcoin. But the question that you also need to ask yourself is, are you prepared with either scenario? If you're going to go and drop, let's say, down again, or if you're going to continue to the upside, do you know which altcoins to buy? Do you know which altcoins to sell? Well, what you can do, instead of just mucking around and just really hoping to find the right trend, what you can do, you can come and join our VIP group, where basically you can see the results coming from all of our members. We are a community of professional traders where we have trading calls for myself, my other pro members, every single day, Bitcoin analysis, Solana analysis, Ethereum analysis. We're just putting so much data for you to really navigate this cryptocurrency market in a better fashion, to understand, to basically be guided by the pros on how to make money, to monetize into this crypto space, instead of just going blindly and thinking what is going to be the good idea, when to sell, when to buy, when is going to be the end of the alt season. Instead of guessing where it's going to be, you can come on the VIP. You can also, there is a link in the description with all of our trading results. Whether you are a investor, a short-term trader, guys, we have everything that you need to have to really succeed into this crypto space. So give yourself a favor, come on the VIP, and then you can start to learn from people like this guy here called Andrea Capellini, FTA, which is myself, of course. And you can see what I said on the April 5th, 2025, when everybody was super scared about Bitcoin, when it was at 75,000, everybody was crying. And then I said, this is what I think is going to be happening this year. I'm loading up heavily, 70 to 75. Fuck your tariffs, recession, and doomsday signal. You can see everything over here, guys. He played by perfection, and I was one of the few people that actually came up again, April 5th, everybody was super scared. Again, this is facts and not opinions. Now, Bitcoin, that's what I can see right now. I can see like a little bit of a correction, maybe down to, let's say, 106, 105, even as low as 102, 101. And of course, we need to determine whether we're going to actually hold this channel or we're going to even drop even more. Because remember, we pump like crazy. Now, I don't want to come to here and show you I'm going to be the perma bear of the situation that is going to tell you right now, oh, Bitcoin, is going to go down to 80K again. But at the same time, be very careful when it comes to this situation. There is a very important level, like a diagonal resistance right now that's it could be playing out probably today or tomorrow at the 112 and then from there we could be seeing a formation of what we call a low a higher low, which is probably going to be something like that, okay, down to here, and then we're going to see the proper explosion, the parabolic move coming a little bit later on. Another reason as well to be a little bit cautious is going to be that next week we're going to have the Bitcoin conference, and historically May 27, 29, this has always matched with a drop into the market. So let's be very careful when it comes to Bitcoin conference, because every time we had this conference, the market drops. So again, we are overextended. I understand the excitement, but I want to keep you here level-headed and think like a professional trader, professional investor, not a moon boy that thinks that BTC is going to go to $250,000. Eventually, it could be going there, but maybe not right now. And now let's talk about what you basically guys be waiting for a lot is going to be alt season. Very, very important. The first chart I'm going to show you today that I like a lot is going to be the others. Others because it's basically all the crypto coin excluding the top 10. So we can see exactly all the targets that we could be expecting for this alt season and what to look for right now. In my opinion, guys, and again, this is not financial advice, do your own research, do whatever you want, but basically that's what's happening right now with the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10. So the others, which basically all the altcoins, you can see that right now we are in this situation, a potential cap and handle formation that is going to be a continuation pattern. You can see the cap like that. You can see the handle forming this way. And if you're going to be able to go and break out, or could be also be like an inverted head and shoulder, then the target is going to be around the 1.618 to the 2 level of Fibonacci extension. So what I could be expecting in the next, let's say, few months, the next 5 to 6 months, if Donald Trump is going to remove his tariffs, if the Fed is going to start to talk about interest rates, cutting interest rates, and I'm going to say it again, I'm not waiting, guys, for the Fed to cut interest rates because that's going to be very bearish. I'm expecting the Fed to start to talk about cutting interest rates, which is very different. The market always reacts in anticipation. And if that happens, I can really see this thing just to go completely ballistic. So what I will say from here, my target is going to be in between probably 755 billions to 914 billion. Some people have put targets of 2 trillions, 4 trillions. I don't really care about what they are saying to me. When we're going to go up to this area, which is basically is going to match this level on the RSI. So that was going to be very important, is that when we're going to reach these kind of levels on the RSI, you can see we have so much room to go higher compared to 2024 when we had that big impulse. We could be seeing another push to the upside, right? Maybe going up to here. Once you're going to basically do this, then we need to decide whether it's going to be the right time to get out. At what level are we going to get out? I'm going to show you exactly right now. Are we going to get out from here at let's say the previous all-time high? So are we going to get out at this point at 442 billions? Are we going to get out at 700, 800? Guys, you need to be here. That's what you're going to do, because we're going to decide all together when is going to be the time to basically get out, the best time for opportunity, because there is not only the others that you need to have a look at. I'm going to show you other charts that are going to help you to understand, is it the right time to sell, or whatever is going to happen. So right now, that's what I could be expecting with altcoins. And what is going to be very important right now, I'm going to go more intraday to show you what I want to see now in terms of the dynamics. So you can see that right now, I'm going to go and zoom in a little bit for you. Others market cap right now is forming a potential complex head and shoulder. You can see that, first of all, we had an inverted head and shoulder coming to this area here, and then we had a breakout, a retest, and then we could be seeing a completion of this head and shoulder. But at the same time, this could also be what we call a complex head and shoulder. You can see 2 shoulders and 2 head, and then of course it's going to break out. It should be going like around probably 400 billion, as I was talking about before, as anticipated. Now, what is going to be very important right now is that I'm going to show you here. We had a clear break of structure right now. Like, whenever we went down this way, we basically broke down here. And what is going to be very important is for us to basically be able to go and reclaim this area around $318 billion. So the levels I'm taking right now into consideration to see when am I going to sell, what level, and such is going to be, first of all, around the 0.618 Fibonacci to the 0.786. And as I said before, those levels are key levels for like a reversal pattern. So anything that is going to go up to this area is going to go up to here, okay, in between the 0.618 to the 0.716, right? I want to see where my altcoins are going to be. For example, if they're done already like a 2x or a 3x, or they're only done like around 40%, because what's going to be happening if we're going to get, for example, a rejection from this area, there is a risk that this could be only like a dead cat bounce, and then we could be going down like this again. But if you're going to be able to reclaim this area close above, let's say, 393 billions, then it's going to be much more likely to continue and do like another all-time high around maybe 570 billion to 560 billion. So right now, guys, as I said before, be very careful from this point. And even talking about more intraday, what if Bitcoin is going to have a correction, guys? Bitcoin dominance is super high right now. So what it could be happening if BTC is going to have a correction is that we are going to see a drop within the altcoins. And how bad the drop is going to be? Well, the way you can calculate is probably go from here, put these points here, put it over here, and what we could be seeing is going to be another potential drop to the downside from 288 billions to, let's say, 238. Do something like that, form what we call a bull flag, and then probably to continue higher. So take this as well into consideration, and that's what I'm doing right now to assess the situation. But as I said before, talking from more like a macro point of view, I'm really expecting that if we're going to be able to go and reclaim this area, then there is going to be much more room for us to go higher. But again, looking at the Fibonacci extension from the lowest point 2023, 2022 to 2021, I could be expecting the others to go back to around 750 billion. Is it going to be able to go higher? 100%. I'm not a magician, so I can't really predict the future. But at the same time, for me, for my risk appetite, once it's going to go to this area, I will be considering as well looking at the RSI. So many things on the RSI. I'm going to be considering if it's going to be the right time to sell and to offload all of my bags. Another thing, of course, you need to have a look, also take into consideration always, it's the Bitcoin dominance chart. As I said before, what is happening right now with altcoins and Bitcoin dominance, you can see that, as I told you already in so many videos, if you are watching me already, is that the Bitcoin dominance could be having one more push to the upside, perhaps to 67%, 68%. And then once you're going to go down to basically like this, we should be seeing altcoins to go completely crazy. And my first level is going to be around probably 55% of the dominance to consider to sell my altcoins. And the next level is going to be probably around 47 to 48%. And again, I need to match everything together. I'm going to place everything together then to give you a better informed decision, which is going to happen, of course, on the VIP group. And then we're going to decide, okay, that's the right time to sell, end of the cycle, and such with also with BTC. Next one I want to show you, which is also super important, is also the DXY, guys. DXY is the dollar currency index. It measures the strength of the US dollar compared to the euro, to like other currencies. And also you can see that I'm expecting the DXY to top, basically reach a bottom, so not a top, a bottom, around this area. You can see that once we're going to see the DXY bottoming out, and we are getting very, very, very close. You can see that we are in a beautiful ascending channel, which hasn't changed since 2009. And once you're going to be able to go down to this area around, let's say, 95 to 96 as per September 2024. And you probably, if you saw my previous videos, I was saying that the cycle could be over in August, September. Then what we could be seeing from this area is going to be a big impulse to the upside. So it's going to be 1, it's going to be 2, and then it's going to be 3. And then once it's going to be 3, guys, I mean, if you're gonna see a DXY going to 124, forget about your crypto, forget about your altcoins, because they're gonna get totally destroyed. And again, that's probably what it could be happening in the future. Guys, I'm talking about charts. I'm not giving an opinion right now, so please do your own diligence, right? So. Also, what is actually very, very important before we finish today is that if you also want analysis, intraday, short term, long term, at request of all of your favorite altcoins, guys, the VIP group, we provide also this service. You can just ask whatever you want, and myself or my other pro members, I'm going to basically give you all the possible levels that you can think about, like, short term, long term, when to buy, when to sell, every possible setup. So it's going to be super important. And the next one, guys, I want to show you as well to consider a short-term pullback, like I was saying before, is going to be around the stock market as well. S&P 500 looks like is forming. We can see there is a little bit of resistance from here, which is quite expected, I would say. And we also have what we call CME gaps forming right now. So what I probably could be expecting next week is going to be that maybe at the end of May could be a little bit of a retracement as well with the S&P 500 and probably closing one of these gaps. We have a gap like around here. So what I could be seeing with the S&P is probably something like that, a drop from what we call an inverted head and shoulder, and then to continue to go to the upside with a target for, in my opinion, for this end of the cycle around 7,000 for the S&P 500. So everything has to be taken into consideration when we talk about altcoin season. We need to have a look at what's happening right now with BTC. Another reason why it's very important to consider why altcoins haven't pumped yet is the fact that Bitcoin is still finding the top of the cycle. Remember that altcoins have always pumped when Bitcoin found the top of the cycle or very close to the top. And then you can see basically all the money taken away from BTC and placed into coins like Ethereum, Solana, and all of that. But right now, Bitcoin is still finding is a real, I would say, top. And then once we're going to see that, once we're going to see BTC basically arranging like that and going like a little bit more down, then I could be seeing altcoins to go completely crazy. I'm going to show you the last thing that I'm thinking about right now. Is also about Ethereum. People are asking me as well, what do you think about Ethereum? I mean, Ethereum looks like shit. Sorry, but does it look great? But at the same time, that's what I'm expecting with Ethereum. Talking about the current situation. So that's what I could be seeing. I could be seeing ETH to probably go back up to this area. And people are asking me, Andrea, when are you going to sell Ethereum? When is going to be your point of interest? I'm going to give you a revelation today. So very, very simple. I'm going to have a look at the chart here from ETH to BTC. It could be easy for ETH to go and say, I'm going to go back into the Fibonacci retracement at 0.618 at 0.10, meaning that if Bitcoin is 130,000, 150,000, Ethereum could be going in between 12 to 13,000. But at the same time, the first level of Fibonacci with the 200-week moving average is corresponding to a 0.049 Ethereum, meaning that as a conservative target, if Bitcoin is going to go in between 140 and 150,000, then I could be thinking that Ethereum has a chance to go up to $7,000 to $7,500. And in fact, if you're going to go and check Ethereum to show you what could be happening from here and what is going to be the target for ETH, you're going to be very fascinated right now talking about mathematics. It's all maths and statistics, which is crazy. If I'm going to go here and then I'm going to drop a line, you can see this compression stage, potential triangle. I bring it from here. It's going to give me roughly, if it's going to break from this point here, around 7,500, 7,700, which is basically what we are waiting for, looking at the 0.5 Bitcoin to Ethereum. You can see as well the 1.618 Fibonacci telling me exactly the same. So what I will say, again, Fibonacci extension is bringing me there. This one is bringing me here. Look at that. Perfection. And as I said before, Bitcoin could be going to 130 to 150,000. Let's say 150,000 divided by 0.05 with the Ethereum Bitcoin chart gives a number of $7,500. So that's what I could be thinking Ethereum to go to. Am I going to sell at 7,500? Well, again, we've got to take everything into consideration with altcoins, with stock markets, with DXY, and so much more. We have to have a look on chain to see what smart money are doing, but that's going to be the idea to basically, once you see something like that, to have a plan to get out and then to enjoy the money and buy back into the next bear market. But otherwise, guys, I really hope this video was helpful to make you understand the way you got to think about as a pro trader. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Let's see if we're gonna get this so-called correction, which I'm expecting to. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Take care and see you soon.